All right, everybody, we're going to get started. Skipping a little bit on that. Again, I have a lot of stuff happening. All right, let's get started. Hi, everybody, all the way up here. You can kind of see it's me, Max Farrow from DexFXMarkets.com. I'm going to jump over to our Dex Talk system so you can see me personally up in front right now. My voice sounds like crap, and I do apologize, but over the last several weeks, we've been dealing with a tremendous amount of things in the world, as well as a tremendous amount of things in our own personal lives. With the COVID-19 pandemic and everything that's happening, we've had a lot of things that we've had to deal with. In the world of trading, it's volatile and unsure, and maybe just you're not really knowing what to do next. And I'll be honest with you, I'm there right there with you at times. Whether or not this is a good thing, is it good for the market, is it good for us, or what have you. And it's my job to, as you always have known, if you've been watching this, or you know me, or you know Dex FX Markets, or you know everybody that's been here, you know that we're all very, very transparent. And we'll tell you what we think, whether it's popular or not. And we don't always make the right decisions, but I'll make decisions that I feel sound about, that I feel that I'd rather lose you as a customer, but be honest with you, than to keep you and feel guilty about anything that goes on. I hold a lot of personal weight to the company, which means that when I see things that we feel will work and they don't work, I take a lot of personal pride in this business because I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it, as well as Thor and Paul and Vivian and Chris and Amy and Brian and all those people that have put their time in, and all of you. The Victor Essays, the Ron Fickerts, the David M's, everybody, the Ryans, it's everybody that has put their time in to help us make these processes work. And to everybody that has put time in, has put money in, I can't thank you enough for helping us get to a point to where, we've had a chance to really study the markets and study what works and what doesn't work. It is with great sadness that I must tell you that we have to sort of revamp the mentality and the structure of what Dex FX Markets really is. It originally started out to be a process to make software and systems to help you trade Forex and Nadex and trade in general, from all different types of things, from derivatives to futures to everything. And we felt that it was an opportunity to bring into the world, but we battled. We went toe-to-toe with some of the bigger companies in the industry. And our competition is fierce and riddled with scam artists and people that are unscrupulous and I can't say any of them are beyond reproach. And it's very frustrating because as we try to do good, we're fighting all these people that are trying to do bad. So what's going to happen? In the weeks to come, there's going to be a testing of our mettle when it comes to Dex FX and trading and working from home and figuring things out. Over the past week and a half, since we've sort of been in lockdown, whether you sit on the left side of the aisle, the right side, or in the middle, whatever your political value is of the president or the not your president or what have you, I don't care what you feel about where and how this started. Thing is, it is here now. And what do we do about it? Over the last week and a half, we've lost, I'd say 80% of our clients. Because when I say lose, I mean that they've taken a break, that they've had to pull back. Now, as you know, we built this network to be self-sustaining. The subscriber base that pays a certain amount of money to be here needed to do so in order to keep all the systems running. Now, we can run for a short period of time without those funds coming in because we have put away monies at times during times of strength and times of weakness when we needed that money to keep the servers and everything else running. The servers themselves cost about $2,800 to $3,200 a month, depending on, because we pay for some servers that are quarterly, we pay some servers that are in our server networks that are monthly. We have secondary programs that run to help the websites and the systems. We have managers that run the network, because I personally cannot run, 8 mainline servers that do all the work that they do for the signals. So as we have kept our systems going, at the end of last year, as all this stuff started to unfurl with COVID, we started to build some solutions to some programs. And we took a hit. We took a couple hits on the chin when it came to the Forex programs or the StepBot. And we took a couple hits on the chin when it came to just building the systems itself. The one home run, a couple of the home runs that we really have latched onto has been the Zedon and the Dex Atomic. The Dex Atomic is the grand slam home run out that park, down the road, into the ocean, kind of home run. We have really, really done well with the Dex Atomic theory in that process. If some of you don't know, the Dex Atomic being the system that we created through the charting system through TradingView.com and through our own private library through TradingView.com. And I'll go through some of that here in this video today and what we're going to be doing in the revamping. So, but back to the topic at hand of our subscriber list. The people, you folks, the ones that have been on board with us, paying money to be here and to get signals, to get the solutions. Those that have left with all the same words that you would expect in a crisis like this. And I don't blame you. Some have said, I'll be back when this disaster has been averted and when we've gone on. Some have said, I don't really have time for trading now. Or some say that I don't have the funds to do it. We don't want you trading with your rent money. We don't want you trading with your process unless you are profitable at it. If you're building that solution, there's some of you, I've had many of you write me and say, if it wasn't for this program, if it wasn't for this network, I wouldn't have the money I have today. Some of you have said that, you have written into your daily program what you have to do, 3 or 4 trades a day, $35, $50, $100 a day coming in for you. And that has saved you. And that's great. That's great to hear. We also have heard from the opposite end. There's no way that I can trade and, learn how to trade while all this is going on and I'm working from home and trying to take care of my kids. Excuse me as I cough, and I do apologize. I'll try not to blow your eardrums out when I may have a coughing fit every once in a while. And no, I don't have COVID. I promise you I don't. It was bronchitis, and it was just surviving that process. So I promise you, if I did, I'd be at a hospital. Our company as a whole is only run by 4 or 5 people. So there's not a lot of us in there that, we're not paying a giant staff network, to run all of you guys. There's several hundred people in our network, over 900 in our system at any one time. But I have tried to meet and talk with most of you, and I know of some of your stories through the notes and the various things that Chris or Thor or Paul or someone else has talked to you about, maybe Vivian out in the social network. Maybe you were brought in by Brian from last year or Amy from last year, or even from the beginning of this year. And maybe some of you know of our history, you know me, you know the process. And one thing's true. I'm here to tell you I never quit, I never give up, and never give in. But I also know that sometimes you need to kind of step out of the way a little bit, right? I've had enterprises before that have failed. Everybody should have experienced failure at one time or another in their life to know what it really means. This will not be one of them. We are amidst a process of this world that's going to change. And that change is you either have to jump on board with it or you're going to get trampled. And I do not want all of you, as well as me and my family, to get trampled in it. So here's what we're going to do. And please bear with me because I have to kind of make some processes happen here. Let me shift over to this other window. This is the DexFX Market site, as you know. And as you know, during times of how a business works, if you will, how our business model works, is that you come on board, whether or not you want the signals If you want the signals, if you want the training, you want consults, you want the Zedon bot, you want the software, you want those indicators, whatever it is, you want those things, you pay a subscription for those. And that subscription sustains us. It pays the other people involved, and it keeps the sites and programs running, as well as it gives us money as well. As you pay that money, whether or not it goes to servers or to the payment of people or what have you, doesn't matter. But those subscriptions are important. Now, in the midst of this stuff that's happening now, if we remove those subscriptions, how do we as a company make money? Well, I've had some smart asses say, well, why don't you go trade, Mr. Hall High and Mighty Trader? Absolutely. And I am my ass off, right? At the same time, surviving all this stuff and building the company. So I hear from a lot of people too that, hey, there's, I don't have a lot of time to trade because I got baseball and I got to go here and I got to go do all that. Great. Trading, and as I said, trading is a thing that you have to do wholeheartedly. You can't be distracted while you're trading. But at the same time, I know that I can only trade to a certain amount of time during the day as I'm building this network. If I wanted to say, forget all of you and forget this network, then I would simply go trade. I would simply go trade for my daily bread every day. And I can. And I do at points of time during the day. And luckily, I have a wife who's very professional as well, and she has other things that are going on. And I'm surrounded by good family that help us out as well. So we're all combining all of our efforts. And I suggest that you do the same. Find your network and grapple onto them and create like a wagon train circle, of protection for yourself. So back to the case at point. The DexFX Market site, as I started to think, all these people that were saying, hey, could I stop my payments? Could I stop my payments? Absolutely. We are going to be stopping all payments on April 1st. And the payments why we're going to be doing this is because we feel personally that no matter what happens over the next 30 days or 60 days, that the individuals here at DexFX Markets mean more to us than making the money. That you're safe, that the money that you're spending with us, you should be putting into your family or your portfolio and protecting your portfolio and your family. Okay? So, but that also says, well, Christ, Max, how are you going to make money to keep the site and systems working? Well, I wish I could say that I could do it by myself, but I will not be able to do it by myself. So I'm going to need your help. Now, there'll be a couple different ways on how we're going to make money for the website and the systems. If you're in the DexFX members Facebook group, you would probably see me put out a category the other day about the ads that we're going to be doing. Yes, we are going to be having ads on the website. And what this looks like is very simple. The ad structure itself, we'll try to make it extremely subtle. Okay, so like this is the new Dex Atomic portal ads, and there's an ad down the bottom. There might be ads on the sides. There might be ads on the news portal system. Okay, there might be ads eventually within this section over here or down the bottom or on the side. There might be ads everywhere, if you will. Now, these ads are brought to you by Google themselves, called AdSense. And when people visit this website or visit our website and they see this ad, it's called an impression. And we get paid basically per impression as well, but also per click because the ads are clickable. So if you see something on here that you like, that you want to check out, please click on the ad to go check that stuff out. But don't get me wrong. I don't want you just clicking on these things just to click on it because you think you're making us money. If it really interests you, yes, go ahead and click. But if it doesn't, if it's just on there and it's like, what is that for? You can hit the X and get rid of it. That's up to you. But with every new impression that we get closer and closer to that goal. With every click that comes on, we get closer to that goal. But remember, we can't have somebody just sit and click in 40, 50, 60 ads for us a day. That's against the rules, okay? And we don't want to break those rules because we want this system to be to have longevity and take us into the future. Now, a second way that we can make money for the site besides that is that we're going to have sponsors. People during like these streams that we do, we're going to have sponsors. They're going to sponsor those videos and help us keep the site on. Now, if you own a company, if you have something, or if you know of a sponsor that would like to sponsor us, then we'll have these meetings. We'll have special links on the website under sponsorships and things like that you'll be able to send those people to. If you want to highlight a new product that you have, we're willing to do that. Christoph and myself will be doing a special webinar 3 times a week What it's going to be called yet, we're not sure. Right now, it's just basically called the Chris and Max Show, right? Where we're going to meet with people as well as ourselves, meet with other traders, and we're going to talk about the economics of the country, other things that are going to be doing with the networks, physical trading. There'll be times that I'll be doing physical trading videos during the day as well. But the show for the Chris and Max Show that we're going to be doing over the 3 days a week will really give us an idea, like a Monday morning wake up call, a Wednesday hump day show, and then a Friday wrap up kind of thing of how the week has gone. And those 3 shows a week will have advertising. They'll have live marketing advertising on it. And I suggest that you partake in those. So with the several hundred people that we have here in the network, we also have a huge list of people that we know are going to want the free Dex Atomic. So when the time comes, my son who just tried to come in, when the time comes, we're going to ask that for everybody that you think could come and learn this system. And while the system is free, of course, we may keep the Dex Atomic free forever. We're not sure yet. But what I can tell you is that we're going to be offering some programs that keep the ads on if that can sustain it, if that can keep it going that way, and we don't have to worry about subscriptions and things like that. If you have paid for a system on board for signals, don't worry. If you've paid for that within a certain reason, you just have to write us. We will keep your daily signals on if you're using that. If you're using the Zedon, if you want to keep using those things to test, please do. But everybody's going to get the Dex Atomic system for free. Okay. In that process, you'll have access to other things that will have come on board. Another way that we'll make money for the company is through affiliation. And one of those affiliations is through our friends over at TradingView, which is this company, right? It's tradingview.com. Now, TradingView has several different charting systems. And if you recognize this chart, that's right. It's the same chart that's right here, but it's not really. See, this charting system is through what we call a private library, which TradingView has given us permissions to work with. And we've created proprietary systems such as our DEX MDM5, which is the arrows, and our support and resistance indicator. Now, the unfortunate thing is that these indicators don't live over here on the regular system of the Dex Atomic or of TradingView. Actually, they do, because over the weekend and end of last week, I created it. I went through and I made the editor system have this. Now, we're going to have these on tradingview.com, which is pretty special, okay? Because these systems here are super strong. I'm going to pull this up real quick. Drop this down so I'm not showing our code everywhere. I'm going to pull this in, Dex Atomic there, and I'm going to do add to chart, and we're going to do bind. So you see that it doesn't look exactly the same as what you're probably used to seeing already, right? Because there's some things on board. I have it doubled up too, so please bear with me. There we go. It doesn't look exactly like it does over at the other system. There's a lot more lines that we're working on. So this is a prototype of the system, and I'll be going through and cleaning up all the different lines. In this system, why this is so cool is because this other network that we have here is only for these 10 pairs on Nadex through their system. And if you remember Forex binaries, the 10 pairs for binaries only, it's just for those. But here, I can put this on anything that has a chart. Say, like, let's see, where is it? Bitcoin, hang on 1 second, sorry. I think it's regular Bitcoin US dollar. There we are. Something like this, okay? The system does work. The programs do work. And here's the beauty part about this, is that you really only want to have it on a 1 minute for a 5 minute trade, a 5 minute for a 1 hour trade, and a 15 minute for a 2 hour trade. The same stuff that's over for Nadex. But the programs do work. They do have a process that works. It works on every charting system out there. Anything that you're going to be using, a 1 or 5 or 15 minute. Basically anything like in the China 50, Japan 225, the US 500, which is the S&P, anything that Nadex is holding in a binary, okay, from indicatives to indices, so from indices, commodities, all of it, okay? So this is pretty powerful. And why is it so powerful when it comes to trading? Because our data from our network holds only a certain amount of data, but with having it on TradingView, it is tremendous. Now, to get this, you have to have a premium account, and there'll be a price for the actual stuff to have it on here. So that's why I'm not saying that you should use it here yet, right? When the time comes and you want to trade Bitcoin on a derivative over on Nadex, then fair be it. You might want to go pay for that stuff to get it to here. But why we also did this is because if this company were to close, if this company, something were to happen with it, okay, all the hard work that we've done to sort of squeeze out the concentrate of Dex Atomic, it would normally be lost. What we'll do, every single person that has ever signed up for the Dex Atomic and this network will get a copy of the source code of the Dex Atomic. I know. So my thoughts is that you're taking a risk with us. If we fail, if it falters, if we can't keep the servers going or something happens, I'm going to give you all the codes to be able to do that script yourself and teach you how to use it and how to put it on, right? So you can have a free account and still put it in the system. That's if it ever fails. If it doesn't fail, then you're still going to have to pay for it and do all that stuff. But you can also have a free account right here on DexFX Markets and just use these 10 pairs. Okay? All right. We will have guest spots that we'll be talking to some of you that are watching, some of you that have taken part of the network. We'll be talking to some of you that will be doing a lot of trading along the way. Okay, we'll be talking to a lot of you. Sorry, I got very distracted. We'll be talking to you that will be making, let's just say, making it to different levels in our network. Okay, because we know that it's important to all of you to be constantly moving forward. In our show, for the Chris and Max show, we'll also be talking a lot about how to work from home, how to do certain things at certain times, when to trade, when not to trade. Okay. What else was there? I think I got to everything. Starting tomorrow, Monday, we're going to try to get into a room where we're going to be doing some trades early in the morning. I'll put out an email just like I did in DexFX. I'll put out an email with this link to this video, a copy of this video, for some of that maybe you've missed it or came a little late. But this was just a really impromptu, and I look terrible, and I do apologize. But I wanted to make sure everything was ready for tomorrow. The other good thing is that with this revamp, there's going to be a lot of room for improvement and building onto it, especially with the Dex Atomic system. We will be focusing a lot of our efforts in communication between all of you so you can have a better feel of the system and what to do. Okay? There'll be a lot of correspondence back and forth through our systems within the chat rooms. We also have our Discord system up and working very well. So keep that in mind as we get into the next level, that we're going to get as many people to the network as possible. Okay. Yeah. Benji. Yeah. Benjamin, we do have Pine. Yes. I see that you're very, understanding of it. So very good for you. As we move forward, we shall have a different feel for the website and the company and what we do. We'll also be having a network of people that we trust that have used the system and how it works, and how well they're doing. We have been transparent all this time with that. So that's basically all I have for you today, and for right now. But I can tell you right now that there are a lot of good things coming. And if you have been with us for any particular amount of time, you know that we're sincere when we say that we want to be successful for all of you, and we want you to be successful. What I suggest is that once we put this thing out for you tomorrow, and we start this, we're going to be having thousands of people come to this website. To have a service that normally would be $127, $150 a month, and having it for free for all these people, we're going to drive a lot of people here. And I'm going to ask for all of your help as well. Start sharing it with people that normally wouldn't be able to afford these kind of things and bring them on. Okay? Because one of the things that we're going to have in the future is that you'll get a Dex Atomic for free for as long as you need it, as long as you're going to the website, you're looking at the ads and all that kind of stuff. And then when it comes time that you're making money, then you start to pay at that point. If you want the signals and the Zedon system, then you'll be doing that. By the way, one last thing, and then I'll let you all go. The Zedon system operates off using our signal code for the dailies, the 1 hour, and the 2 hour trading system from the TNT. The Dex Atomic system uses a more dynamic structure for support and resistance. And I have figured out a way, and it's going to take some time. It'll take me about 2 or 3 weeks, and we may have a fundraiser for this. But I'm going to be putting out a fundraiser to help us develop a Dex Atomic signal, which uses a highly structured dynamic support and resistance system to actually find those closer rates. Where we were only filling 20, 30, 40% at times with the TNT, the Dex Atomic will fill 85 to 90% of its trades. Let me say that again. It will fill 80 to 90% of its trades. And that to me is incredible because it has a high rate of success, 92%. So at that rate, I think that there's a lot of work to be done over the next couple of weeks. But we shall do it together. If you have any problems, any questions, please reach out to us as best as you possibly can. We have the website, we have the chat room, we have the phone number. I try to answer as much as I can. I know Thor is trying to answer. Chris is on a working hiatus for right now. He had to go do some work for his stuff. So you probably haven't heard from him in a little bit because he's been very busy doing his very professional job that I can't talk about. But it's an awesome way to really get your ideas around what you have to do for yourself and your family. Okay. Okay. So here's what we got. Final. We already talked about all the things. No matter what, please understand that we're here for you, that you got to take care of your family first. Okay. So we have a lot of stuff that's coming. I can't wait to see how this all turns out for all of us. And again, this is what the last couple of weeks have done to me personally, but there is a lot of stuff. There is a delay from the chat room on YouTube to me being able to respond. So please bear with me. Linda Carr's outstanding, Max. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And Ben, I want to do classes on the base. Yeah, you can definitely do. There's a whole lot of stuff that we're going to be doing. And wait till you see all the great stuff that's going to be coming from this. There's going to be a lot of good people in here as well. All right. I'm Max. This is Dex. I really do appreciate you all hanging out with me just for a few minutes here while we did this test. We're going to end that here. But as it all unfolds and however the economy is going to be, Chris and I have this thing. If it ever gets through that the fiat currency system ever falls, what are you going to do next, Max and Chris? Well, we'll trade coconuts. And that's what we're going to be probably calling one of our segments, Trading Coconuts. All right? I'm Max. This is Dex. We'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.